I would like to thank Jamal Ross for sending me this story that's coming out of Missouri, and I can tack that onto the list of places that I would not visit. And basically what's going on is these girls who have been raped by older men, and the girls are like 15 years of age and possibly younger, and the men are pretty much over the age of 18 clearly, are now made to marry the men that raped them. You heard that correctly. These child rapists are now marrying their victims, or their victims are being forced to marry them. In one part of this article, it said that this girl was 15 years old when she got raped and she became pregnant, and her family, her own family, forced her to marry the man who raped her, who ultimately became the father of her child, all because they wanted to protect him and keep him from getting statutory rape charges placed on him. And that was the only way they were going to clear him of the charges, was for her to marry him. Almost like when someone comes over to the establishment illegally, and what they do is they'll marry an American in order to stay in the establishment. I think that's like one of the best analogies that I could come up with as it pertains to this. Let me just tell you right now that that is some sick ass shit. I didn't know this was going on in the establishment, but it also does not surprise me at the same time. So it makes me, I would like to know, what is the consent age for the state of Missouri? Because I know some places are 17, some are 16, but I don't know about 15. And see, this is exactly why they want to lower the consent age for these kids when it comes to sexual or intimacy or any type of contact. Because these sick ass weirdos, both the men and the women, because the women aren't let off the hook either. Let's not pretend that they're not out here doing stuff like this as well, putting it down on these young boys. This is what predators and rapists, this is a wet dream for them. They are probably chomping at the bit, waiting for a nationwide law to be passed where they can act on their urges legally and not have to worry about looking over their shoulder or doing jail time. To be honest, a lot of these rapists nowadays are getting off with a slap on the wrist. Well, the white ones are. The women, for the most part, nothing almost ever happens to them. Look at what's his face from, what was it, last year or 2 years ago, who raped that young lady behind that dumpster, and he was supposed to get like 6 years in prison, and they lowered it down to 3 months, and he served exactly 3 months. They were trying to get him to not have any jail time at all. His dad said, "Why does my son's life have to be ruined for 20 minutes of pleasure?" That's what his dad said. And then you had the judge on his side and everything. It's crazy. But to any of my subscribers who live in the state of Missouri, were you aware of this going on, or is this all new news to you as well? Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments.